Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Jen Stone here. Oh my gosh, it's 11 o'clock and I feel like I've done 1,000 things already this morning. But thank you so much for tuning in to the 10th installment of the BaZi Gratitude series. And I'm so excited because today we have rock star Monica Monson. She is one of the top luxury real estate agents here in the Scottsdale area and the Valley. But we're going to be picking her brain today. I'm looking at you, I'm looking at the camera. I'm not really sure where I'm looking at, but we're going to be picking her brain today because we're going to be talking about starting a business, but starting a business during a pandemic. So, hi, Monica. Thanks for being here. So, I've known you now, a little over a couple of years, I feel like.
Yes.
And you started out as a BaZi client. And I remember we were reflecting, and the first time we met, I was very, very sick with the flu. That was my first impression, by the way.
Yes, you were.
Didn't scare her off with my sniffling and coughing. And then we've done the feng shui for your house, and we even borrowed your house to do a filming for a feng shui segment on the TV show called The List with the beautiful Christina Guerrero. So I feel like in this short span of time, client turned friend. And it has been just so much fun, so much joy to be a part of your journey, just from that short period of time of meeting you first and to what's happening right now. And there's so much energy and emotions and planning and, the excitement and the fears and the nervousness, all of that bubbled up between, in the in-between to where you're at today. So I feel really excited to learn from you today.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I have to thank, first of all, my clients who introduced me to you and the whole world of BaZi and listening to them speak about how it's impacted their life and certainly the feng shui side as well. But it's just been such a great thing to learn about. And I'm always so curious and I always want to learn more and more because it truly does give you more of a knowledge base on kind of what's happening and the energies out there and being okay with situations that normally would be really uncomfortable and just kind of working through that. So we'll talk a little bit about that today as well.
So June 1 is when you officially, what is this? You get the keys, you open the door.
So I have the keys. I'm so excited. Yay. Yes, we move into our office. Our official occupancy date is June 1. We've been now active in our new business since May 5th. That was our first official date. So working through all the ins and outs of, opening a new business and having come from being in the sales side and having a team and really, doing that part of the business has been great and invaluable, but there's so much to learn when you're an entrepreneur and you're opening your own shop and any type of business of getting things set up and making sure they're done properly. And so we've just been, going crazy over here.
So you launched a new luxury boutique real estate firm here in Scottsdale. And
That's
I want you to take a moment also to tell us a little bit about that and what sets you apart from that, because I feel like you and I have talked, we've had many offline conversations about what's next for you and the creation of new things that's a little bit different from the traditional sense of what we know real estate brokerage firms to look like. Your new company is called The Noble Agency, guys.
It is.
I love the name because it reminds me of noblemen.
Well, it's interesting because I went round and round. When you're an entrepreneurial mind, you're constantly thinking of, what can we do to enhance our business, our relationships, really all aspects of your life. I'm always thinking, how can we bring more value to what we do? How can we make an impact? Are we making an impact now or making an impact long term? So, this concept has been with me for quite a while, probably about 6 years. And for one reason or another, throughout life, things happen and maybe timing doesn't feel quite right or it's not quite aligned. And, lo and behold, it takes a pandemic for me to have an epiphany and say, you know what, like the time is now and I really need to do this. So it's been something I've been, in my mind dreaming of for so long. And I just couldn't shake it. I knew I needed to do this for myself. And I've had great experiences along the way with other companies, but I just couldn't shake this feeling. So
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, you've been in the real estate industry for what,
Oh,
almost 20 years?
almost 19 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've won all sorts of awards like top women in real estate. I mean, you're just a crazy rock star when it comes to that stuff, and you've really created a special brand that sets you apart from many others. And working attached to prestigious companies, and learning and growing and sharing and getting new ideas. It's one of the things that always make me so curious is what was it that said, I just have to do this, I have to do it on my own? And I call it the itchy butt. It's like something you gotta
I
itch.
always laugh when you call
It's
that.
been itching for a while.
Right.
And so I'm just curious about that whole process with you.
It's one of those things I keep thinking. My background is really varied. I have, a background in destination marketing. I have background in marketing, public relations. I've been in tech, been in web development. So I love the combination of all of those things together, and then entered the real estate space. And I really fell in love. And interestingly, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I went full time in real estate in the downturn. So the end of '07, beginning of '08. I had been involved because I was already involved from an investment perspective and working with some projects, but not really a full-time career. And so I made that choice, and then the market tanked. And I thought, oh my gosh, I fell in love with this business. What am I going to do? I'm new in the sense to the luxury space. And how am I going to make myself stand out? How am I going to position what I do and make it different? And, truly there's a lot of stress and anxiety and things that come from a down market.
Yeah.
But if you can kind of look through a little bit of that and try to find the silver lining, what are the opportunities that are also available? And so I chuckle because here I went full time then, and it really gave me a leg up in my positioning as an agent and getting back out into the market full time. And then here I go again doing it now. So I
You
don't
have
know what
a
it is.
pattern, Monica. You have
Maybe
a
it's like
pattern.
having more time. I don't know, but yeah, it's really been quite interesting. And so pulling in all of those things, how I operate my business today, and how we came about the Noble Agency is, truly a combination of all those experiences. The name Noble came from my core logo for the last umpteen years has been a crown, and we really try to resonate the crown, the quality of what we do and how we work with our clients at just a much higher level. We want to make sure that we're bringing more value, that we have richer relationships with our clients, peers, partners, and it just really identified with us. And so when I was trying to think of a name for a company, I was going through all these different names and processes that I do when I'm doing strategic work. And I came up with that name, and for me, it was like, that's it. I have to figure this out with the word noble, because it really identifies with all the things that we want for our company. Whether it's we call them noble partners, our noble giving with our charitable work, noble agents, so we're tying it into all the things that we do, and really, just again, solidifying that culture that we share and our thought
Well,
process. So,
I love it because, like I said, it reminds me of noblemen in BaZi. And, noblemen's like, yes, please. Can I have
yes, bring
lots of
it.
angels, please? So it's very auspicious. So, okay. So we all know the challenges that come with starting a business. I mean, literally, you have to wear so many different hats long before you get to do what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Yes.
And they have their own sets of challenges that we have to overcome and strategize and think over and do the risk assessments, etc. Then you add in the global pandemic, right?
Yes.
And so just can you give us some highlights on what are the things that maybe came up during the process that maybe a normal business wouldn't otherwise have to think about had there not been a pandemic? And how did you overcome those challenges?
Sure. Well, so real estate, in general, anytime there is a downturn in the market, or not that we're having a huge downturn now, we'll talk about that, but anytime there's a big challenge, we, as salespeople, we're on commission, we're 100% commission. So oftentimes if the market's slow and you're not working and you're not out there in a traditional sense, how are you going to earn money? How are you going to make sure that that flow of money is continuing to come in? I was fortunate in my situation that I had already been working toward making sure that things were going to flow, properly. And one of the things that I think really was a motivator in the timeline of everything, because I had started working toward that this year. This was going to be the year it was going to happen. I don't know why 2020 chose me, but here it is. However, there's been a lot of opportunities that sped up my timeline. Like, for example, I was able to negotiate my space, perhaps in a little different scenario than I would have in a traditional market, which helped save me some money over the course of time, and also give me a little ramp up period so that I could get furnished and, get our sales going. Same with some of our vendors that we've worked with. When you're starting a company from the ground up, my traditional role has been leading a sales team and working with clients. And while I have to maintain all of that at that level, I also have to wear the hats of many more to get the company off the ground. So that includes, interviewing anything from accountants to attorneys to technology partners that, we've implemented new systems. So there's quite a bit that has to get done. But along the way, again, there's opportunity. And a lot of the technology partners, for example, have been willing to negotiate with us and work with us because they want to see us do well. And they know that this situation is going on for a while, and we all rely on a commission-based business. So that's a really big challenge, is the financial part of it. But I do want to say, for anyone that's interested in starting a business, that's always going to be a concern. And it's always going to be a fear is, can I financially do this? How am I going to ramp up my business so that it's profitable? And, what resources do I need along the way? And I've just learned so much, whether, again, from banking to, the SBA or different things that are available that work, in different capacities for people's businesses.
So, you're also a single mom of two teenage boys.
Yes.
And they're at home.
Very, very vivacious teenage boys.
So they're at home. Yes. Here you are, queen, and you're doing this thing, and you're being a mom, you're being a daughter, you're being a friend, you're being a sister, you're being everything. There has to be some level of course, some level of stress, right, that comes through. Yes. And, what are some of the things that popped up that maybe you're like, am I doing the right thing here? Or what the heck am I thinking? And just tell us a little bit about some of those experiences that pop up. We look at you, you look beautiful, you're always so put together, and you make it look so flawless. But, behind the scenes, it's like we're pulling our hair out going,
oh, yes. We are, and I think, social media and doing these live Zooms, it's a really great way to communicate and for us to get messages out. But it's true. I mean, we're all normal people. I mean, I've been on calls like this, and both my kids are running in, battling it out. They're 15 and 17, and they're boys, and they're just rough and tumble, and then the dog's barking in the background. So it's never going to be perfect. And I don't think perfect is fun. We have to all be different and unique and have these amazing moments. The stress thing, yes, it definitely is another layer. And again, when you're thinking financially and you're doing this new business venture and you're a single mom and you're relying on yourself for those to support your family, I mean, that's a big deal too. And so, when I became a single mom, I had a whole newfound respect for single moms everywhere. It really opened my eyes because it's tough. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. But it's also really rewarding and getting to the point where I really had to dig so deep and just say, I know I can do this, and follow your intuition. My intuition kept saying, do it, do it, do it. And I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, and I really had to. So, the universe is there. We just have to take the leap. Stress-wise, one of the downsides, okay, everyone's, talking about the pandemic and being home and being fit and being out. And while I have taken my walks and all of that, that's like one of the things I haven't embraced as much because I've been working on getting this business put together. So I recognize from a stress perspective, we have to have that as well-rounded as we can, get the exercise in. Luckily I eat healthy, but I notice myself when I'm not active in that way. And so I'm really trying to be very cognizant of having some time for that, spending quality time with my kids, you know, and then obviously the business. There were periods of my career where I was super business oriented and probably worked, you know, 60, 70 hours a week. I wasn't available emotionally as much as I should or could have been for my kids. And so I corrected that a while back because I knew it wasn't healthy, not healthy for them, not healthy for me as a mom. And so there's things that we can always do to get through that. But a big stressor in starting a business, and I don't know how you've ever experienced this in your life, but was my biggest stressor, to be honest, was letting go of my previous company. It was really profound for me because I was there for 12 years with the same group. They're like family, you know, I adore them all. We have always had this great relationship, both professionally and personally. And it was like, for me, how do you work through those emotions to kind of get through that conversation to say, hey, I'm moving on. And I was really, really fortunate. I was able to have it, and it happened like kind of quick. It landed on me, and it was like, you have to have this conversation now because of, you know, timing of ADRE and different things. But it was definitely tough. I mean, I was nervous about that.
Mm-hmm.
It went beautifully. I'm so grateful. They were very gracious with everything in my, you know, my process and moving forward. And so we'll remain intact and remain, you know, good friends and hopefully support each other and work together. But that's a big one. You know, saying goodbye is really hard.
I mean, I remember you just carried it with you,
I
and
did.
a lot of anxiety, and there's a lot of mixed emotions, right? Because when you're starting something new, it's because you have to end something. It's like the death and the rebirth of you at the same time, and it's a lot to process because it's been a part of your life for so long.
Yeah.
And it's been your support system. You've grown so much because of that, but you've handled it with grace. And I told you that after you had the conversation, it truly is just a testament of the relationship that you've developed with them, right?
I was just so thankful. I mean, truthfully, you know, because it was a great learning experience for all those years. And I think we learned from everyone that we work with. And anyway, I'm just really grateful that it went the way that it did, and that I was able to continue the relationship that I'd had throughout that period. But I will say, and people do say this, you know, it's like that big fear, that leap of faith in life, you know, no matter whether it's work or something personal, once you do it, the pressure, the release is amazing. You know, the feelings that you just, you know, you build up and you don't realize how much little ball of nerves are there, you know, and so I just felt so much better after I had that conversation, and it was just, I was light after that. So now we're just excited and we're really energized and really trying to move forward. And, you know, again, just, it was nice to finally like put myself first in this situation and say, I'm going to do this. Let's go.
You know, what's so interesting, and we can talk about the Noble Agency and what that's going to shape up to look like. I know you have a vision of the kind of work and services that you want to offer to both your staff and to also with the public. And the other day I was listening to some, I don't know, like presentation with a woman that has been a big part of my life when it comes to staying soulfully connected with business. And so much of how we project ourselves in our work is really coming from our personal energy. It's like when you think about attracting the types of clients that come to you. Do you have a client that's very appreciative, that really values you, that cherishes you? Perhaps that's a reflection of because you value yourself. Or are you attracting the most difficult clients that just kind of treat you like crap? Because if you take a moment and you think about it, maybe energetically you're treating yourself like crap, right? And so I envision you, like I've always seen you to be a non-traditional kind of entrepreneur. Right? I feel like the traditional way of running businesses is in the past, right? We're moving past from that. And it's all about the soul. And the soul is really connection that we have with the people that we help, the people that work for us, the people that we, you know, connect with. So how do you see the Noble Agency kind of playing that role?
Well, that was one of the drivers, is that we, the Noble Agency is a boutique real estate company. I really want, our tagline is the masterclass of luxury real estate. So think masterclass, think, the types of agents, the clientele. We serve all price ranges and lifestyles. So it's not that we only specifically will focus on luxury, because we want to provide excellent service to everyone. But our company is designed a little differently. And so while we have our residential sales teams, we will also have a commercial side, and many of our clients have, both types of properties. So we want to be able to help guide them and oversee not only their properties that are local to Arizona, but the relationships they have outside of the state and globally, for that matter. So that's one aspect that we do differently that most brokerages don't do. We've built a really great international network of agents, top agents, who sell, in different price ranges of markets, but they're excellent at what they do. And so we want to make sure that we're bringing all of those people together so that we can serve the best way we can with our clientele. And then also from a marketing perspective, we also work with builders and developers, and we have a program that allows the builder developer to not only have a sales team component, but also have a strategic marketing department and some PR that will help work as a whole. Because right now, a lot of developers have their public relations firm, their marketing firm, and the sales team, and the messaging doesn't quite mesh. You're getting 3 different messages, things aren't really flowing, and it's more expensive. So we have a full-blown marketing department for developers and builders as well that can help with anything from, logo development for their new community, or, it runs the gamut, everything that they might need. And then for agents as well, we specialize in that mid to high level range agent. And so if somebody is really great at what they do and they love to be out and about with people, but they're not necessarily as savvy with the marketing side, or perhaps they just need more support in a more of a boutique environment, then we have packaging. I mean, the agents really can choose not to do anything and have a full team behind them, whether it's curated video production or, a whole print.
You do have great videos, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So we really, I'm really lucky. I have a talented team of people, and more coming, and we've been in the interview process with them. So it's just going to have a very
and your office has good feng shui for a new office.
Yes. Yeah. So I love that you came into and looked at my office, and I'll be honest that, you were one of my check boxes to make sure that whatever space we chose was going to work. And this is really important to me, to make sure that the energies were good, the lighting is good. So we can't wait to get in there. It's going to have a very high-end feel, but also it's going to feel like a residential home. So we can't wait to share it.
We can't wait. I can't wait to invade your space next month, because my class is coming to invade your space.
That's awesome. I know. I'm praying that my furniture comes in.
That's okay. We'll sit on the floor if that's necessary.
We have a quick meeting today, and I was delivering, fold-up chairs this morning just to make sure that we had somewhere to sit.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're very, very excited. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited to see how the Noble Agency and all the messaging and all the stuff that comes with it, how it'll evolve and roll out in the future years. And I just know you. I know the quality of the person that you are. I know your strengths and your traits, and I know what you bring to the table. Anyone that gets to work alongside with you, to learn from you, that's such a big blessing.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you.
So we can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to share with everybody that you're going to have your grand opening on an auspicious date.
Yes, in September.
In September. And so hopefully everything will go out smooth, and I wish you all the best. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers in terms of last words?
I just want to say that if you are, someone who's looking to open a business and, need to figure out how to do it, just do it. Figure it out, dream on it, come up with your ideas. I mean, I sticky noted, I had hundreds of stickies on a mirror that I just put all the different information and categories of things I wanted to talk about, but just do it. It's really, truly one of the biggest blessings you can have in your life. You'll feel great. And if you are at all like me, it'll be the best thing that you ever did. So,
I mean,
and I'm always happy to help anyone.
yeah, and I mean, truly, Monica, it really is just pulling the trigger, right?
Just
We
pull the
can
trigger. Yes. And you know,
all day long, we can plan and strategize and
yep.
tick all the boxes, but at the end of the day, it's still, you still have to be willing to do it.
You have to do it. And the thing is I again, because it's taken me this long, 6 years.
It's all
It's
about timing.
timing is everything. Yes, yes. But you'll just know, like you'll have that feeling and it's like, okay, I have to do it. And so just do it.
Just do it and ask for help.
And ask for help. Don't be afraid. Yeah, ask everyone for help. I mean, Jen's helped me. I've had so many people that have been supportive and helpful. And mine was a bit of a challenge because I had to keep it top secret the entire time. So to be very selective in who I could share it with, which was even harder because you're so excited. But people are out there for you. It's amazing how many people are around you that will support you that you don't even realize it. So just put it out there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Monica,
Thank
for
you.
sharing and coming on a little bit in your day to share your story. Really, really appreciate your energy. I'm going to put this up here just so it's recorded. So we have Monica's information. This is her website, The Noble Agency. And of course, from there, you can email her. She's on Facebook, she's on Insta. And of course, if you need anything, you can directly contact me as well. Thank you, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Jen.
Bye.